What's happening, everybody? John Hendricks here for Boot Crew Media, coming at you with another episode of The Drive, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. It is a fine Friday. Well, not so fine in New Orleans because it's been kind of rainy and nasty all day, but we persevere, we move on, all is well. So, obviously, Saints practice, final practice, looking at it for the big matchup against the Eagles, kind of run down a few things. And obviously, the biggest news we'll start with is Alvin Kamara being back at practice. I had missed the previous two due to personal, non-injury related one, and then also a quad injury. So it was a little bit interesting to see that all unfold and such. But look, Kamara was back at practice, so everybody can breathe a sigh of relief there. There was a lot of things made of his social media posts or social media, his Instagram being wiped. Those things happen from time to time. Everything I understand, have been told, nothing to worry about. Dennis Allen had already talked about him being good to go. He will play on Sunday against the Eagles in a very big must-win game for the Saints. They're going to have to do it, obviously, without Marcus May, who's out with a shoulder injury, also without Andres Pete, out with an ankle injury. So having to makeshift and kind of put some things in perspective. And look, Marshawn Lattimore, I feel like he's on track to start this week. But this secondary has still not played like the starting secondary. So at the beginning of the year, we talked about it's supposed to be, Paulson Adebo, Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus May, and Tyrann Mathieu haven't played together all season, right? I mean, we just haven't seen that other than, glimpses in camp and such. So it's kind of been unfortunate and just a real rough go. But we would expect that Lattimore and Adebo are going to be playing on the corner outside in a very important game that's going to feature Gardner Minshew. So Jalen Hurts, doubtful, with a right shoulder injury. So that's a kind of a benefit for the Saints. They have been kind of torched a little bit in the past two games, and they've kind of unfolded the same way. Gashed on the ground, get down before the half, have to crawl back in, can't find a way. So I asked Dennis Allen today about that, if those two games really have any meaning or if you take stuff from them. And, kind of just said, no, not really in those aspects, is that, each game is different. Each approach is different and such. And, you're not dwelling on what happened in the previous two matchups between these two. But, look, the Saints are going to have a heck of a game plan because the Eagles are reeling off of a loss to Dallas. And obviously they have a chance to get that number one seed. But, look, I don't think the risk in rolling out somebody like Jalen Hurts to play is obviously worth the reward that they could potentially hurt him further. So it is Minshew. There's still a lot of things to like about the Eagles squad. Defense is talented. The offense, very talented wide receivers. Miles Sanders carrying the football. Still going to be a tough task for the Saints defense, who have gone 6 straight games allowing 20 points or less, something nobody really wants to talk about too much because of all the craziness with Sean Payton, all these other things that are going on. Look, we've said it before. We've said it a couple times. Personally, I feel like Dennis Allen is here to stay. If they would have only got 5 wins, 6 wins out of the season, I don't know if that would have been, tough to bring back 5 wins. You could say, man, I don't know if you bring back TA or all this other stuff, but 7 wins sounds about right. And I feel like they can get to that easily. But look, they're still alive for the postseason, and they simply have to win to stay alive this weekend. Now, there are other scenarios like if Tampa wins and Washington wins, there's a whole bunch, and there's a 3-way scenario that could effectively eliminate the Saints, but they are still alive in the playoff race. They've got to exercise some of those demons against Philly this weekend. They've lost 2 straight on the road against them. And, look, they won back-to-back games for the first time this season. Now it's to see if they can go on a streak, if you will, and close out the season strong. As far as the offensive line goes, we expect Calvin Throckmorton to start again at right guard. And as far as left guard, look for veteran Josh Andrews to be there in place of Pete, who has been rolled out. And then in safety, we'll have to keep an eye on Justin Evans and his status. PJ Williams is another one, obviously, too. And potentially, that could lead to more snaps for other guys that are going to have to find a way. And that's kind of the MO for the Saints. They have to find a way to win, stay alive, and then hope for a lot of miracle scenarios in week 18. But as always, thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook for producing today's show. Again, don't forget to use that code BOOT, B-O-O-T. College playoffs are coming up. College bowl season's here. All the funness, hockey, basketball, all the football action left and such. So use that code BOOT, chance to get free money. Don't pass it up. I'm John Hendricks signing out. We'll talk to you soon.